curious as to how you all perceive this. How do you feel, or what do you think when you hear a woman say, "Oh, I don't have women friends," or how does that make you feel? Because I know how it makes me feel. This thing, like this coat, it's really fly. It's just unflattering when I'm sitting down. Bonjour, mes amis, and bienvenue to a car chat. C'est moi, Jesse, your resident francophile, and here on Cappuccinos and Consignment, I focus on. Oh, let me get comfy. See, this is how I know when my bun's getting too big when I can't fit in the car. C'est moi, Jesse, your resident francophile, and here on Cappuccinos and Consignment, I focus on lifestyle, travel, and finance. S'il vous plaît, take a moment to like, subscribe, and follow. Follow me over on Insta. I have a blog, and on both Insta and TikTok, search pour moi. But just really subscribe to the blog because times when you don't see me on your feed, you can find me on my blog. So, um, yeah, these are very interesting times. One, I am sitting in the sun. So if you all ever questioned how much I love you, let this let this be a testament of how true my love is for you. I utterly detest the sun, sand, and pina coladas, but alas. So yeah, it's been very interesting times. I have been going through some things, and if you are new here, this month makes 1 year since I lost my mare, and it's unbearable. It is a loss. It is something that I just you can't prepare for. And as a licensed funeral director, although I don't like work in the funeral homes anymore, I'm keeping that license. You can't prepare for it, even though that's what I used to do, grief counseling and working with people. But that's not the point of this vlog. Since losing my mare, I have been spending a lot of time reevaluating and re what's the word, maybe that's it, my connection with women, my relationships. And I always find it interesting, and I'm not judging because you all know this is a judge free zone, but it's always a bit odd to me. And I would love to hear your opinion when I meet women and they say they don't have women friends, or no, see, this is why that shadow is kind of bothering me. Let me lean some. There we go again. Oh, no, I don't have women friends. I prefer not to be friends with women. That's, to me, I couldn't imagine my life without women friends. Perhaps you all can share a different account if you are that woman who has said things like that, or if you know someone. But I could not imagine my life without really, really good friends, and especially during a time like this. I am just so blessed, like in this space of just extended grief, processing all the things and feeling very uncertain about so many things in my life. I feel really good having friends that pour into me. And this weekend, when I was really at like my lowest low, because in addition to the continued grief of losing my mare, I'm going through some really hard things with my family, and it has been devastating, like nothing short of devastating, to the point like where it's been hard for me to get out of bed. Like the moment I was doing well with accepting the year anniversary of losing my mare, and I'm like, you know what, we got this, we did it. Let's go, let's get it. There was just another big blow. And if you've ever been in the space where you have felt low and you start to pick yourself up, you know that it doesn't take much to get you back down. And that's where I have been. And so having these friends I couldn't imagine not having them. So over the weekend, I went to visit Faux Sissa, and if you are a vintage Mazami, you will know Faux Sissa from the celebration. We took our babies up to Boston. This was like at the height of, well, once things started during the panorama, to visit a content creator friend that I had met. The vineyard, you all will know her from there. And I called her. I called her and I said, "Can I come over?" Like it wasn't planned. It wasn't just anything. And I guess she knew, like I just needed that. So I went over and we just had such an amazing time. Such an amazing time just laughing. I'm crying. The wine was whining. The kids were playing. It was just beautiful. And I could not imagine not having that during a time like this or any time. And as if that wasn't like the most amazing, the most beautiful thing, the bestie. So Fosissa and the bestie, they've never met in person. And you all, you may know the bestie. I don't think she's ever been, no, I wasn't content creating when she lived here. But there's times when she calls and I always pick up the phone even when I'm recording because that's what we do. Unless it's like an emergency, we always pick up the phone for one another. So, I'm FaceTiming with her while I'm at Fo's sister's house. They got to meet one another. We're laughing, we're joking, we're working on things to do, planning for her birthday, the bestie. And it was beautiful. It was so, so beautiful. So I ended up staying the night at Fo's sister's house. And again, that was something just so unplanned. It may not seem like a big deal to some people to be able to just crash at someone's house, but it really is. Like, this was not planned. I didn't even have clothes. I had to use her pajamas, her skincare, everything. That's the perks. So, this is another perk. Get you a woman friend because you don't have to pack all your things. You could just use their stuff. So, stay the night. We just had such a good time. The next morning, I'm sitting on her floor, crisscross applesauce. The kids are just running wild. She's getting herself together for the day. And I get a text from the bestie. The bestie sent me a scripture. Well, actually, no, it was a verse. No, it wasn't. What am I talking about? She sent me a chapter. She said, read this chapter in the Bible. And you all know I don't get into that kind of stuff here. I don't care. I don't care about your religion or anything. Just be a better person. And this is coming from someone who I've been almost every religion. Like I grew up, that's a whole other story. You all are going to have to read about that in the book. The bestie said, read this chapter. It's a short chapter, but every single thing in this chapter reminded me of you. And so while sitting crisscross applesauce on Fosissa's floor, I said, okay, I'll just read a line or two. The first line pulled me in. I said, okay, I'll just read another one. One more line. Second line. The third line, I am running into the bathroom with Fosissa like, oh my God. Like literally, here's the Bible. Oh my God. And I'm reading and reading. And her mouth is just agape at this point because she's like, this is like, you're going through this right now. And I know that chapter predated me. It wasn't made in my in my likeness, but it was so spot on. And as if that wasn't magnetic enough. And we can take religion out of this. If ever been in a space where you heard a word and you felt that it was specifically for you, like there's times here with my vlogs when a Mazami will comment like this, I felt like you were talking to me. It felt like you came through the screen to talk to me. That's how this felt. It felt like this chapter was specifically for me. And out of all the chapters in the book that the bestie could have been reading, what are the chances that she was reading this? I'm chatting with Fosissa. Well, I'm not even chatting at this point. I'm just reading. the chapter. And Fo Sister said, that is so amazing. That is so amazing that you all do this, that you all, send one another verses, that you all do, like the bestie and I will do these plans together. We'll do these plans together where we read different chapters, verses, and we leave notes about what we took from it. And she just said how beautiful that was. And it clicked in my head at that moment because it's normal for us. And that's the thing. That's the thing where we have to start valuing friendships. And perhaps you do. Perhaps you do. I'm speaking from my standpoint where since losing the woman of my life, I look at things differently with the other women in my life. And there are things that we take for granted. And if you are blessed enough to have the woman of your life still alive, your mother in your life, don't take those things for granted. The arguments, the things that annoy you, you don't know what I would give right now for my mare to annoy me, for her to tell me something that I know. Don't take those things for granted. So being with Fosissa and reading this chapter that the bestie sent to me, and her being so like, wow, you all do that? Like, that is amazing. That's when it really clicked to me because to me, it's so normal. It's so like, that's just what we do. It's not a big deal. But it was really at that moment that I realized how amazing and how much of a blessing it is to have someone thinking of you during the time that they are connecting with the creator, during a very intimate and spiritual time that they are spending with the creator, with the universe, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. But to know that someone is thinking of you during such an intimate, such a spiritual time is it's just unmatched. And I couldn't imagine not having this. So again, there's no judgment. There's no judgment when I hear people say, and I really am. I'm curious as to how you all perceive this. How do you feel, or what do you think when you hear a woman say, "Oh, I don't have women friends," or how does that make you feel? Because I know how it makes me feel, and one of the things is it makes me sad. It makes me sad because I wonder what happened. Like, at what point in your life, like, who let you down? What woman let you down where you feel that sense of, you have to guard yourself, protect yourself from, in my opinion, people who understand you more than anyone else. So it's just a blessing. And again, since losing my mare, no one can replace her. I know that. And I have to catch myself because I do. I do find myself, I don't want to say putting more pressure on friends. I certainly hope not. They can chime in, tell me if that's the case. But I've had to be more conscious. Something as simple as when I land in Paris. The moment I have a signal, my mare was the first person, like I'm on the tarmac. She's the first person I'm calling, I'm texting. And I've had to not, and Dion Dean was amazing. Dion Dean, the first, when I went back to Paris after my mare passed, Dion Dean said, I will be that person for you. When you land, when you touch down, I don't care what time it is, you call me, you text me. And I am forever grateful for that. But learning, I've had to, it's very interesting times with relationships, with friendships that I have. and really recalibrating, redefining, rediscovering what it is to be in a friendship. And I, by no means, am the epitome of a friend, poster child, or any of those things, because I can think back at times in my life when I wasn't a good friend for whatever reason that was. Mentally, wasn't in a good space. Just being young. The more you grow, the more you learn. Hopefully, conflict resolution, you get better at those things. But now in this space, I realize just how much work a good friendship takes. And that's not a bad thing. It's not bad at all, because cultivating, continuing, and nourishing a friendship, it takes work. It takes work. Think about a relationship, a intimate relationship. To me, and maybe this is too extreme. Maybe I'm just all in my emotions right now. Correct me if I'm wrong. I may have said this before here. To me, I think friendships takes more work than intimate relationships, because in intimate relationships, you have other things to fill certain voids. You have other things that keep you together, whether that be a mortgage, kids, intimacy, physical intimacy, things of that nature. You have things that anchor you. Friends, for the most part, unless you took out a mortgage with a friend, which I actually think is dope. Like, if I wouldn't mind shacking up with a friend. Like, I really wouldn't. But it's different, and it's deeper, and I'm seeing this now. A lot of friendships, it's deeper than family, because depending on how you grew up, family has this catch-all blanket. Like, no matter what, family is family. It's just no matter what, family is family. Friendships, you don't have that unwritten rule. You don't have that sense of lineage and blood ties, where you just don't have that. You don't have it. And you can't, and you choose who your friends are. You can't choose who your family members are. You choose who your friends are. So it is in this moment, in this space of time, where I'm just so thankful. I'm so thankful. I to anyone I call a friend, anyone who I call a friend, just know that I am actively working on being a better friend. I value you more than you ever know. And I'm going to have these conversations offline too. But I thank you. I thank you. So before I explode in the sun or start weeping uncontrollably, I am going to end this vlog. But reach out to your friends. Do a little something extra. And maybe you already do. Maybe I'm talking to myself right now. Do a little something extra. Let your friend know that you value them, you appreciate them. If you don't feel that you have a friend, and you're longing for that, wanting that, email me, message me. I want everyone to experience this. Whether these friendships I have right now last a lifetime, that remains to be seen. But I can tell you right now, I'm going to do my part to nourish, to 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 water where I am, and I want you to do the same. So yeah, let's go out. Let's be good friends, but first to ourselves. You got to be a good friend to yourself. That's the first thing. You got to be a good friend to yourself. Just a huge merci beaucoup. I feel the friendship here. Mes amis, which literally translates to my friends in French. I feel it here. You all are so gracious, so gracious. You all sending me cappuccinos all the time. It fills me with such delight when I go live. You all, the super badges, the all of these things, like that's love. That's real. And I appreciate that more than you all will ever know. I say it time and time again, but I want you to know how much I mean it. I really do. So, yeah, don't want the waterworks. So, I will see you all on the next vlog or live because I really loved going live. Like, that was an entire vibe. So, ciao for now.